Okay, we are on 0-13 representing data found on P41 through P46. And here's where you should be. What I do want to let you know is I'm not going to go ahead and spend much time on creating the bar graph by ourselves. We'll do that a little bit in class, but I do want you to understand that the most important part is the favorite or the title of the bar graph, the bottom and the side, and then what they choose to count by. What you choose to count by is you look at the highest number, and then you need to use intervals that will get you to the highest number. 25 is the highest. If I used ones, that would be way too small. Twos would probably be too small. So fives was the perfect number. That's what they chose. Then we get to, so on your notes, go ahead and write P41. If we need to come back to this in the book, it's found on P41. So I'm not going to waste our time with that. As well as a histograph, I'm not going to waste our time trying to draw these. That's not what I'm focused on. So that will be found on P41. What I do want to say is, what the heck is a histograph? Well, if you notice down here, a histograph is whenever they divide the data into equal intervals. So a line graph is labels, and a histogram is a special bar graph where they have equal intervals. And then a cumulative histogram is whenever they add the previous. So whenever they say less than 45, so let me zoom in a little bit. When they say less than 45, then that's all the ages from 44 below. Then they say less than 54, or 50. So then what they do is they add these two. This was 2, this was 7, so now we're at 9. So each of these are going to keep increasing, because then we're going to take 9 and then we're going to add that to 13. That's how they get 21 right here. And then you're going to continue to add the previous. So that is what a cumulative bar graph is. Then on the notes we get to a line graph. A line graph can be found on P42. We all know what a line graph is. A line graph is like a bar graph, but instead of using bars, we use lines. So we go ahead and create the graph. We go wherever we need to go, and then we actually connect the data. That's exactly what they did, is connect the data. So I'm not going to waste our time drawing it. That'll take too much time. But what I do need to do is, the two in which I want to focus on is a stem and leaf and a box and whisker. So let's go ahead and define a stem and leaf. A stem and leaf is whenever we separate the data, we have a stem and we have a leaf. When we separate the data, the leaf part is always our ones value, and our stem is always the tens, hundreds, so on and so forth, if they get larger. And what they do is they go ahead and they put them together. So if I had, let's say, 54, if I had the number 54 and then I had the number 55, they go 54, then they say 55. It takes a lot less space to create a stem and leaf plot than it does go ahead and put it in some other representation. That's a big reason why in which they use the stem and leaf. It's just another way in which to represent data. So let's go ahead and look at this example. It says the speeds of 20 of the fastest land animals are listed at the right. Use the data to make a stem and leaf plot. So here's our stem, here's our leaf. Remember, our leaf will always be the ones place. The stem is all the other bigger place values. Then what you need to notice is with our biggest place values, we have tens. So this stem is going to represent the tens. Well, what tens do we see in our data? We have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So these represent 30, 40, 50, 60, 70. So over here, we have a 32, another 32. So I would say 2, 2. That means 32, 32. Then we have 3 35s. 1, 2, 3. So that would be 5, 5, 5. Those represent 35. And then we actually have a 36. Then we go on to the 40s. We have 4 40s. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. We have a 42. We have a 43. We have 2 45s. 45, 45. Then we have a 48. Then we have 3 50s. 50, 50, 50. We have a 61 and a 70. That is how they create a stem and leaf plot. Define box and whisker plot. A box and whisker plot is whenever we put the 5 number summary on a number line. And this is what I just taught you in 0-12, the 5 number summary. So what 5 number summary am I talking about? I am talking about the median. I'm talking about the lower quartile, upper quartile, minimum, and the maximum numbers. Those 5 points. So the first thing in which we need to do is we need to go ahead and put these numbers in order. The numbers in order would be 8, 13, 14, 16, 16, 18, 18, 20, 20, 22, and 30. So the first dot that we always find is the median. The median is the middle number. Small, big, small, big, small, big, small, big, small, big. The median is 18. The median separates the data. Lower half, upper half. So the lower quartile is the median of the lower half. Small, big, small, big. 14 is our lower quartile. Our upper quartile, small, big, 20. Our smallest number is 8. Our largest number is 30. So here we go. Our box and whisker. So here's what we do. I need to create a number line which will start around 8 or hit the number 8, go all the way to 30. So let's go ahead and count by, I could do 2s, but that's probably a little small. Let's go ahead and just do 5s. So I have 0, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. So my first dot is 18. So I plot 18. That's the median. Lower quartile is 14. Upper quartile is 20. Minimum is 8. Maximum is 30. So why is this called a box and whisker? You create a box from the median to the lower quartile, Then you create a box from the median to the upper quartile. There's your boxes. Then we say whisker, whisker. So the whisker goes from the lower quartile to the minimum, and then from the upper quartile to the maximum. That is exactly what a box and whisker looks like. And that's what we're looking at. So go ahead and pause the video. Let me find my pause sign. There's my pause sign. Go ahead and pause the video and try exercise found on P45, number 4. So here's what you should have got. It says use each set of data to make a stem and leaf and box and whisker. Describe how the outliers affect the quartile points. Do not worry about the quartiles just yet. We will focus on that a little bit later. But I do want to focus on a stem and leaf in a box and whisker. So let's go ahead and create our stem, leaf, and then over here we're going to do down here we'll do a box and whisker. So within a stem and leaf, the best thing in which we could do, since we're going to have to put these in order anyways, let's go ahead and put them in order. So the smallest that I see is 58. Then I have a 59. 58, 59. Then I have a 60. Then I have a 63. 65, 66. 66, 69, 70, 71, 71, 71, 71, 72, 73, 72, 73. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So here's the numbers in order in which you should have gotten. This is going to help us on both. So my stem and leaf. My larger numbers are the tens place. So we have a 5, a 6, a 7. 5, 6, 7. We have 58. 59. Then we have 60, 63, 65, 66, 69. We have 70, 71, 71, 72, 73. There's your stem and leaf. Our box and whisker. I need to find my median, my lower quartile, upper quartile, minimum, maximum. So my median, small, big, small, big, small, big, small, big, small, big, small, big. It's in between 66, 69. We would add these two, divide by 2. We would get 67.5. So my median would be 67.5. My lower quartile, small, big, so that splits it in the middle, so small, big, small, big, small, big, so it's in the middle. So then add those two, divide by 2, we would get 61.5. My upper quartile, small, big, small, big, small, big. In between 71 and 71 is 71. My smallest number is 58. My largest number is 73. Now we go ahead and we create our number line. On our number line, we have all the way to 58. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start, instead of at 0, I'm going to start at 50. And then I'm going to count by twos to get to 73. So 50, actually let's count by fives. 50, 55, 60, 65, 70, 75. You can count by whatever you want. So my median is 67.5. 67.5 is about here. My lower quartile is 61.5, about here. My upper is 71. My minimum is 58. And my maximum is 73. Box, box, whisker, whisker. That is what the box and whisker should look like.